a truly insane year we have somehow reached the end of. We just lived through the biggest global election year in history, the largest coordinated social media cyber attack in history, the largest amount of strikes globally in history, the most watched criminal trial. You know what I was about to say? In history! I mean, we somehow survived eating lunchly and watching the Talk to a podcast. Need I say more? And as has become tradition, I looked through all of the news stories I covered in 2024, but this year, I fell to my knees. My jaw dropped, and I said to myself, I don't think anyone realizes how insane 2024 truly was. Wait! Alex, stop it! It wouldn't be a 2024 roundup without beginning with, so let's get... Okay, so I want you to start with the presumption 2024 wasn't that crazy. Yeah, it was let me tell you this. On the first day of the year, January the 1st, Japan was hit with the deadliest earthquake they've had since 2011. And then on the second day, they had two planes collide with almost 400 people on board, killing 5. And then from one plane disaster to another, Boeing's monstrosity of a year started just a couple of days later when that door blew off the Alaska Airlines flight. Oh, geez, I forgot this one was this year. But riots broke out at a New York synagogue after secret tunnels were found underneath the building. I mean, do you remember that? That video of that guy climbing out the ground, running into the New York City streets. We had Texas versus the US government standoff at the border. And remember, people were talking about Civil War 2024. In countries all across Europe, farmers took to the streets in union to protest their respective governments. Oh, and how could we forget? The internet saw Stephen Hawking's name on the first batch of Jeffrey Epstein documents that were made public. And that was all they needed. And that was all just in the first month. 2 days into February and the Apple Vision Pros dropped and we all thought, let's be honest, they were about to change the world. My God, how wrong we were. Well, they've discontinued now. Tucker Carlson interviewed Putin. Stubb, the president of Finland, followed us. The chocolate strawberries video took over. And don't worry, I will spare you the song so it's not in your head for eternity. But it goes something like... Also this month, Stubb, the president of Finland, unfollowed us. Okay, the next two stories, completely unrelated, but we found the world's largest snake this year, and then the Drake video leak dropped and became a meme. Oh, and how could we forget this? Okay, I think it's high time we talk about this whole situation. This is what was advertised, and this is what people turned up to. Actors had to ration giving 3 singular jelly beans to children and a quarter cup lemonade. Entertaining with Corchi tunes and sweet treats. Now, since all of this, the character, the unknown, has become the internet's honestly most loved thing out of this whole situation. In March, Boeing's year really got crazy after a whistleblower who is supposed to be giving evidence in a lawsuit against the company was found dead in his truck. The first bill to ban TikTok was passed by the House. The world's first Neuralink was implanted in a human this year. That is, we're gonna look back on that in like 20, 30 years and be like, whoa, remember that year? Hollywood was rocked by the bombshell documentary, Quiet on Set, the Nickelodeon one. And then, little do we know at the time how big this was gonna be. But March was the month where Diddy's mansions were first raided. Oh, and just to round out the month, the Baltimore Bridge collapsed after it was hit by a ship. That was this year too. In April, Taiwan was hit with the most powerful earthquake they've had in 25 years. Dubai was hit with the worst floods they've had in 75 years. And then the world went crazy about cloud seeding. We had that epic total solar eclipse. O.J. Simpson died. The TikTok ban bill was passed again, this time by the Senate. Massive pro-Palestinian protests spread in universities across America. And then the TikTok ban bill was passed again, this time by Biden. I mean, the fact that this is still going on till this day is actually insane. Oh, and then we also got in April, the world's first person to run the entire length of Africa. Well, today, he's actually bloody done it. Russ Cook, just hours ago, he finished a 10,000-mile journey, which works out at 385 marathons in 352 days. And not only has this achievement put him in the history books, but he has also, at the time of recording, raised almost £700,000 for charity. May kicked off with a once-in-200-year event. The cicada apocalypse. New York opened their portal to Ireland, and it's such an amazing thing, but that was quickly closed. Thanks to us. Ruined. Woo! Not me specifically. I was there though, actually. We probably got the anthem of 2024 through the Drake and Kendrick beef. Blocking celebrities became a trend. Iran's president died in a helicopter crash. Rishi Sunak said that if he won the UK election, he would bring back national mandatory military service for under 18s. He lost. Shock. Donald Trump became the first ever US president to be convicted of a crime. We lived through that. Ronaldo stole our most liked comment on the internet. Oh, and I've been waiting for this one. In a story that we covered so passionately on this channel, this was the month where the North Korea trash balloons officially kicked off. And it gave us this channel's anthem of 2024. Alex! Play that shit! What a song! Also, on that note, got an announcement about North Korea coming, not this video, next video. Be ready. In June, Apple announced Apple Intelligence, which we all thought, again, was going to change the world. Starting to see a little bit of a pattern here. The Euros began in June, which, was just, I love this. And whenever there's a major football tournament, that period of life is just amazing. Always good times. Oh, and you know what also ruined the good times in the month of June? The Hawk Tour trilogy.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that Hawk Tour and spit on that thing, you get me?
Gosh, how did that even happen? The Boeing astronauts, which are still stuck in space till this day, departed on their 1-week mission. Ah, man, what a year for Boeing. Oh, and we also got the now infamous Trump and Biden debate, which ultimately kicked off his replacement with Kamala.
The total initiative relative to what we can do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look. We had the safest border in the history of our country.
In July, the world came within mere centimeters of a reality very different to the one we live in today. Honestly, gotta be top 5 craziest things to happen this year. Chris Tyson left Mr. Beast due to allegations of inappropriate behavior with a minor. NATO invited me to Washington, where I got my revenge on Stubb, the president of Finland, for calling him out in front of millions of people for eating South Korea's snacks.
Here he is, Mr. Stubb. I don't know if you guys remember the history of me and the president of Finland, Mr. Stubb, but he's now unfollowed me on TikTok, but now we are in the same room, so we've gone full circle. I bet you take your hand out your pocket and use that hand to re-follow me again on TikTok. Oh, sat down now. Is that your spot? Is that where Finland should be sat? Oh no, he just ate from that country's spot's food as well. That wasn't Stubb's seat. But Stubb really ate from someone else's seat. And he sat there too. That's South Korea. Oh man. Stubb, I'm sorry. You unfollowed me. I gotta do this to you. This is millions of people gonna see that you ate from South Korea's snacks. Is it an alpha move or is it just simply a no-no?
That's what happens when you unfollow us. The Paris Olympics began, and all that people could talk about was the cardboard beds. This athlete showed they are definitely strong enough for all sorts of, hey, wrong place to pause that. Biden called Zelensky President Putin. Oh, and also, this was the month where Kamala Harris announced she was running for president. August kicked off with the announcement from the WHO that monkeypox was now a global health emergency. Kind of died down, didn't it? I haven't even heard about that. Imam Khalif became a global talking point. The Bangladesh government was forcefully overthrown. Walmart started randomly selling freaking cardboard cutouts of me without my knowledge. Should I put him here? You could be in this video. Yeah, why not? Ronaldo started his YouTube channel and became the fastest growing channel ever. In September, Apple dropped the iPhone 16? Or was it 15? Or was it 14? They're all the same. Trump said they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cat.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Which, man, created some banger songs, which we tried to play on here once and got immediately copyrighted. Who makes a song about that and then copyrights it? We wanted to have fun with it. Thick Boy Mudang became a global sensation. The second person that tried to shoot Trump was arrested, and then, not like these have anything to do with each other, but the next day, Diddy was also arrested. And then a few days after that, we found out that bro owns more oil than Saudi Arabia. Israel blew up all of those pagers in Lebanon, remember that? Hurricane Helene hit, which actually did less damage than something else that dropped in September. The Talk to a podcast. Our war with Daily Mail started in September as well. Oh, and also, the Erie suicide pod was used for the first time ever. What happened? September, huh? September. Wait, was that supposed to be a good thing or bad thing? Well, whatever that was, it was bad. Hopes for a better October were crushed when KSI dropped thick of it. World War III started trending after Iran launched a major attack against Israel. Less than 2 weeks apart, yet another major hurricane hit Florida and millions more had to be evacuated again. It flooded in the Sahara Desert. Tesla pretty much recreated the movie I, Robot when they announced the cyber cab and the Robovan.
Think of the car in an autonomous world as being like just a little lounge. You're just sitting in a comfortable little lounge, and you can do whatever you want while you're in this comfortable little lounge. And when you get out, you will be at your destination.
Young Philly got arrested. The News Daddy Empire hit 1 billion likes. On TikTok, North Korean soldiers were deployed to Ukraine to help Russia fight. Scientists achieved the teleportation of smell for the first time ever. And of course, this happened. News broke that Liam Payne, member of one of the biggest boy bands in history, had tragically passed away at only 31 years old. In November, we had peak chill guy meme. Young Thug was freed. Peanut the Squirrel was killed. The man walking across the entire of America barefoot finally made it to New York. I floated in zero gravity with the European Space Agency. Trump won the election on actually the same day as that. And then that kicked off the 4B movement, in which women carry out the 4 no's.
Women, stop dating men. Stop having with men. Stop talking to men. Divorce your husbands. Leave your boyfriends. Leave them.
I guess actually also still carrying out, because they said 4 years. Anyway, 4 years of no marriage, no children, no dating, and no sex with any men. And that should come to an end in, technically, in 2028. Status? Still going. I disappeared for a week and I still haven't told you why. You will find out soon. And a ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel was agreed. And then, to round out 2024 in potentially one of the most chaotic months, South Korea's president declared martial law, which epically failed and caused him to get impeached. The Syrian government fell after more than 50 years. The French government collapsed. The German government collapsed. Romania's elections were scrapped and restarted. The US government was only hours away from shutdown. Seriously, this all happened this month. Oh, and the name Luigi took on a whole new meaning. Oh, God. What a freaking year we have had together. I'm exhausted. And honestly, I don't expect 2025 to be any different. It literally starts off with WTF. Oh, and one more thing I'm putting in for December, because I know it will happen by the end